Reading time, grade 4s. The more you read, the more things you know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. That is what Dr. Seuss are telling us. So grade 4s, today we are going to read a little bit. Yes, I know you actually love reading, so let's get started. Reading time for us. A mouse and frog were friends. Every morning the frog would hop out of his pond and go to visit his friend, who lived in a hole in the side of a tree. He would return home at noon. The mouse delighted in his friend's company, unaware that the friend was slowly turning into an enemy. The reason? The frog felt slighted because though he visited the mouse every day, the mouse on his part had never made an attempt to visit him. One day he felt he had been humiliated enough. When it was time for him to take leave of the mouse, he tied one end of a string around his one leg, tied the other end to the mouse's tail, and hopped away, dragging the hapless mouse behind him. The frog dived deep into the pond. The mouse tried to free himself but couldn't, and soon drowned. His bloated body floated to the top. A hawk saw the mouse floating on the pond's surface. He swooped down and, grabbing the mouse in his talons, flew to the branch of a nearby tree. The frog, of course, was hauled out of the water too. He desperately tried to free himself, but couldn't, and the hawk soon put an end to his struggles. In Africa, they have a saying, "Don't dig too deep a pit for your enemy. You may fall into it yourself." Well, what is the middle of the point of this story? Except it's two different animals. But what does it mean? Yes, I think you also know it, that everybody wants a friend, but sometimes that friend isn't a good friend. But that doesn't mean we have to get back at them just to be mean as well. Sometimes we just need to talk to our friends. Okay, so we are going to do another story, and then you can play this over and over until you are happy with how you read it. Our next story is The Ant and the Grasshopper. One summer's day in a field, a grasshopper was hopping about, chirping and singing to its heart content. An ant passed by, bearing along with great effort an ear of corn he was taking to his nest. "Why do you come and chat with me?" asked the grasshopper, "instead of toiling your life away?" "I am helping to store up food for the winter," said the ant, "and I recommend you do the same." "Won't bother about winter," said the grasshopper. "We have got plenty of food at the present." The ant and grasshopper story. But the ant went on its way and continued its toil. When winter came, the grasshopper found itself dying of hunger, while it saw the ants distributing every day corn and grain from the stores they had collected in summer. And then the grasshopper knew. Work today and you can reap the benefits tomorrow. So what does it mean? Yes, If you want to do something in the future, you have to work for it. So I know you think you are too small to know what you are going to be when you are grown up. Well, no, it's not. I want you to think about what you want to do when you grow up. Some of you want to be a doctor. Maybe others want to teach. Others want to travel overseas. Some want to be a story writer. So there's a lot of things. But what's the middle of the point that teacher wants to make? And that is, if you want to be all those things, you have to work hard right now. You have to do your homework. You have to listen to your parents and your teachers. You have to do your part. Is it with math or with English? Anything you do, you have to put your heart in it. And that is the middle of the story with the ant and the grasshopper. Because the ant or the ant was working while the grasshopper just wants to play. But in the end, the grasshopper was going to die because he didn't do his best. He didn't listen to the ant. He just went on singing and playing while the ant went and worked hard. So I want you to work hard, read your stories, practice your words, and do your things. Everybody's got a book at home, so I want you to take that book and every day I want you to read at least 2 pages. Only 2. For your mom, for your brother, for your sister, anyone, as long as you practice 2 pages. So keep on reading so that we can travel the world. Bye, guys.